Hey guys, I'm back, of course. Here's the next part of my build of the Penelope, high grade. Now in my new work table. It's good to be back working again. Hope you guys enjoyed all the other videos that I posted. But work has to begin and has to continue with this kit. And I want to get this done before, I build the next kits, of course. And this will be for MosquitoCon. That's coming in on April 4th, I believe. You know what? Let me just double check. I haven't looked at my. I did talk about it beforehand. Just want to double check again. Yes, April 4th at the Wayne Powell in New Jersey. MosquitoCon number 29. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are excited too. So, now that I have my table set up and everything else, I need to begin working. And first off, I am continuing with the putting the holes on the parts, like I did the last time. Of course, I had to stop, but this time I have now some more tools here, and I have this little pin vise thing that I got. I forgot what brand this is. I do remember I got this from Hobby Link Japan, maybe last year or the year before. These pins are very, very sharp, but I use these as a guide to make the holes first, so I can go in. I used to use the hobby knife, but I said this one's a little more sharper and it allows me to dig a little hole, so I can use this one, the 1.5 millimeter drill hole thing. And I began working it on areas like this one right here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a lot here, of course, going all the way around to the sides. I didn't do the top ones. Didn't think that was need them, but these should be fine right there. This is from the, I believe this is the back skirts one, while this one's the front skirts one. Right here, as you can see. So this one's right here from the bottom front skirts, and I put a lot of holes on this one. But some of them, as you can see, I finished up this one, and then I made the smaller holes here, and I use them as a guide. So if I put them right there in the middle, just get them nice, and then I just start turning a little bit. Not too much though, I don't want to drill all the way. There, the hole's perfect. Let's zoom in a bit so you guys can see this. So we'll do that there. See that? Perfect. There's a few here. I made some mistakes in a way where it's not aligned up properly, and I may end up not doing it on that part and just putting in some putty to cover it up. I've had that issue before with my kit, the Jagan that I made last year, where I always I was like always off, either a little bit too off to the left or too off to the right. This one I know I'm off, I just gotta reconfirm it with this one. So what I did was, once I discovered the mistake, I covered it with putty, waited until wait until it dried, then sanded down, and then made the hole again in the right alignment. Let's put that there. Yeah, that's good. This is actually a very tedious work, but if you do it right, then everything should come out right. I may have mentioned this in the last video, and I don't remember. Pretty much, I don't remember everything from last month. It's been a blur with all this moving and all that stuff. I can't believe everything that I've done to get from point A to point B. So I'm backtracking everything that I've done, and I may have said some things saying that okay, I'll be doing this way or that way, but obviously I always decide to change my mind at the last minute. If I have, if I wish, because right now I'm using the 1.5 diameter tool for this. If I want to use something bigger, all I have to use is get the next one up, which is maybe a 2 millimeter diameter drill, and put them on these holes, and then one of them, and make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's good right there. I gotta review this again. Hold on. Yeah, it's alright. I think what I can do is I could sheet up a bit, just bring it up to that edge. Now, many of you are probably telling me, why don't I panel line it, put some seam lines on it, custom scribing. First of all, even though I have all my tools here, I'm missing my scribing tool, which I can't find. It's around here someplace. I still am in the midst of pushing things here and there. That's one. Two, I'm not that good at that yet. Obviously, that's something that I will have to learn using some test kits. But definitely, I'm not going to use it on this kit, which is if I'm going to bring it to the show. I tried it once on, I forgot what kit was, and it didn't come out the way I want. Oh yeah, that was the GM Colony type, the Black Ops version that I made. But I want to try it again in the future on some other smaller kits, something that I can actually try and see how it comes out. I have an idea of one kit in particular, which I'll talk about down the road. But yeah, this is very satisfying. I do remember doing these. Actually, no, not this one. Actually, yeah, this one. Yes, you could see the holes are there already pre-made from the previous time, and I just need to follow up on them, make sure that they're okay. But I have to go down the whole thingamabob again, figure out where I'll be putting on the entire kit, both on the Odessa version and the Penelope flight system. So give me some time to continue on, and then we move on to the next part of the build. Now, as I'm putting the holes onto this kit, I come across these two parts here. And this is actually the back skirt of the Odessa without the armor. But actually it can be seen with the armor on. If you take a look at this part of the magazine, you can see it right there, the side holes. And I was going to put, photo etch parts in here. However, I thought, wouldn't it be a cool idea to do something a little different? First of all, I went to get these parts, which goes back here, and I was trying to see if it actually interferes with something. And I'm looking around and I don't see anything, other than the fact that this will be sealed together once they're painted. But there's nothing here that gives a detail around here. So I had a thought. Let me drill holes on this, on all five of them, sand them down, clean them up, and under it, if I have to cut this off or maybe sand it down or whatever, I put these C-mesh parts that I got from Wave a long time ago and put it right under that. That'll be a cool idea, right? Let me just prepare this for a second. Let me just eyeball it a bit. Now, fortunately, I have the right diameter for this. I was going to use the smaller drill, but I don't want to go all the way. I don't want to actually damage the side of this. Just enough to where I can do this. By the way, this pin vise that I got from Hobby Link Japan a while back does the job well for the for me. I have another pin vise that's kind of old and well, not old, but it's not as comfortable as this one, because this one has the little rocker inside at the end where it allows you to turn it. I used to remember when I was drilling holes on past kits, it made it difficult for my hand to, you know, get a good grip on this. There we go. Five perfect holes, but it needs to be bigger. So I'm using this little file, it's a circular file, and begin to clean it up a bit. So I had to sand it down a little bit, the holes. I actually had to use the hobby knife to expand it out a bit because I didn't want it, you know, to be off, and then using this to make the, you know, holes go deeper and be nice and flush. And then of course taking this, I'll put it right back here. I think I'm gonna have to cut a little bit more off, but maybe let me just put it on like that for now, like that. And that's good. What do you think? That's fine. The only thing I'm going to have to probably sand down the inside of this so it could be comforted to, you know, it'll settle in. Otherwise I'm going to have to probably glue it. It doesn't seem to be sticking out because it is snapped into there, but I will definitely look into gluing it. Actually, matter of fact, you know what? Let me see something here. If I actually put this one here on this, it will be nice and flush, but this one will not. So there is a little bit of it sticking out. So what I'll do, just remove this a bit, is definitely like try to cut this, not cut it, but more like sand it down so I can get that onto that. See where it goes from there. Or you know what, it could be because of this. So what I'll do is I'll cut this entire area here and then super glue it and see how that works. Alright, but the idea is cool. What do you think? Okay, I may have ran into a problem. May have, and I'm trying to figure this out. First, let's begin with some update, showing some stuff here. So, where is that? So this part is now done with the little, you know, thing in the back, and I cut it easily and I super glued it. So that is done and no big deal. Good. This part I glued on together because it didn't need to be removed and put on again. I know that the yellow part goes in there, so that's fine. That's dandy. Some other parts here that I want to share. This part, I spent the entire time putting on these metal parts here. The super glue is coming out wonky on it, and I want to like maybe get a little sanding stick or get the sanding what do you call it? This part, this sand, this part to actually peel off the excess glue that dried, so that way it doesn't show like that. I put a little more detail there. I also got a chance to use this little vent here, these in this section here, and since I purchased these, I was thinking of putting it in there, but the alignment doesn't look right and I don't want to cut it. So, well, not cut it, but maybe, I don't know if the tools that I have will allow me to cut it, but that's what I got. began to double check and triple check other parts that needed more detailing. And that's when I ran into a problem. I think I made too many holes. I think I made too many holes. Now, I've been using the 1.5 for a while, and I know that some of these I'm going to, make it bigger, maybe 2.0. So some will be 1.5s, or majority will be 1.5s, and a lot will be 2.0 millimeter, and maybe a 3 millimeter, because I have a few 3 millimeters. But I kind of think I went a little overboard, thinking that I'm going to cover everything, or I thought I had enough photo etch parts. So I kind of did this little weird diagram here of all the parts and counting all the holes that I put down. And it was all 1.5. So I said to myself, what would happen if I use only 1.5 photo etch parts? So I began to count them, and I came up with a number. And with all the parts that I have, all the holes that I made, I came up with this number: 246 holes. Yeah, that was a little too much for me. I didn't realize it until now, considering the photo etch parts that I do have. Because even if I have a whole set of this, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 22. So 22 of each, so that's 4, yeah, I mean, I can do, okay, so first of all, I purchased 2 of these, and I don't know where the hell they are. I think they're still in one of the boxes during my transit coming to the new place. So I'm kind of screwed if I can't find it. I don't have any 2.0s. I have 2.5s, and maybe I can get away with a 2.5 if I expand it out a bit. So some areas I may end up doing small areas with smaller holes, while some large areas, sporadic areas with a larger hole, to at least utilize these 2. And if I find the other 2, that'll be fine. I also have these guys right here. Unfortunately, this is more almost like a sampling, because you get how many patterns here. So for this one, which is a 3.0 right there, you only, for this pattern here, you only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, times 2. So that's 12. So that's good. No, not times 12, because this pattern is 4 notches, while the one down here is 3. And then it repeats itself at 3.5. So I have 6. 12, of course, if I decide to mix and match and put it in a specific area. I do have these guys right here, these smaller ones. Where's the size? Oh, the size is over here. So I have 1.6, 1.7. So these are not even 1.5s. This one, yeah, these are all 1.6s. No, I'm sorry. These are all 1.7. 1.7. Yeah, I think I kind of got a little out of hand. Now, I have 1.7 and 1.6, so use those. But these are not going to look good, because the hole will show cavity inside. So it has to have something in the background to show nothing in the back. to show something in the back. Okay, so that's not going to work as well. I'm going to have to figure this out and figure out which one's going to be bigger and which one's going to be smaller, and that way I can condense it out. And I've done this on every part, on this, on these two big guys, on this one this one here. This is the front part, which also has this one right here. For this one I went nuts as well. I'm nuts doing all this. I should have realized that. But yeah, that's what I did. I also did this one right here on both ends. The little ostrich area, these parts here. Nothing here. I kind of left that alone. And as a matter of fact, certain parts like this one, like this entire section here, is like completely nothing on it. Yeah, I know. I could panel line it, create my own seam lines, but I'm not very good at that. However, I do have some option parts that I could use. Just had it here a minute ago, so I wanted to share it with you. Oh, God, because I was moving things around. Oh, so here's one of them. So I can actually use one of these and put it on top of it for that. That could be one. There was also a Koto brand, which now, damn it, I thought I had it here a minute ago. This kid is not going to go to GBWC, that's for certain. But I want to make it look good for MosquitoCon. So once I find the photo etch parts, I'm going to start gluing them on. I'm going to start figuring out which one's going to be bigger and smaller. You know, maybe go a little high, another dimensional size. And then once everything I feel, oh, there are certain parts that I can actually get away with. So I actually did these two, this one here, the legs, and I made 2 holes here. But I'm going to use, and I had it here a minute ago. I was going to use these 4mm ones, these little nut jobs here, and put them in there for that. So these are okay. This, I'm thinking of using these high Q parts. These are 1.5, so these are perfect. There are 10 here in this, and there are 10 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of them. So I'm going to put them on these, and that looks good. You know, that will be fine for this one as well. So I'm cutting. I have the amount that I want to use, just that I have to figure out, you know, whether it's going to work or not. So I have that one there. I have these other high Q parts, but these are more like cylinders, 2.5, so that's for tubing. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I got. But I have to look for the other holes for this. The what do you call it? The AW096 and 096 and 097. So that way I can do it. And then of course I have larger diameter holes, right, you know, drills here, so I can go for the 2 or maybe the 2. Well, this is 2.4. I don't know 2.5, but I could use a 2.6 and that will work. Or I can use the 2.4 because it goes in an angle, so I could use that. Yeah, this is just going to be a major, just showing you this, how far I've come forward with this, and we'll continue on and see how it works out, and then we'll play it by ear. I was hoping that by the end of this video I would have it ready for painting, but looks like I can't, so it'll be on the next video. Alright, thanks guys for watching. We'll continue on with the build of the Penelope very soon.